You've always known something was different about you. Deep down, in the marrow of your bones, you've felt it. A restless pulse, a quiet roar that refuses to be ignored. Now that sensation is sharpening into something undeniable. The hammer of justice is about to drop, and you're standing at the edge of its shadow. This isn't a vague feeling anymore. It's a visceral certainty. The very structures they built to crush you, the lies, the systems, the invisible chains, are trembling, cracking, self-destructing before your eyes. You're not imagining it. This is your awakening, and it's happening right now. That shiver down your spine isn't fear. It's recognition. You feel the shift because you were meant to. Science backs this up. Your nervous system is wired to detect patterns, to sense when the tide turns. Your body knows before your mind can catch up. Those sleepless nights, that unshakable gut instinct telling you to stay sharp, they weren't random. You were tuning in to the frequency of truth. The corrupt towers they raised to keep you small are imploding, and you can hear the rumble. Stay ready, because vindication doesn't just happen. It's forged in the fire of your awareness. Look at yourself. Really look. You're not like the others, sleepwalking through life. You question. You feel the weight of what's wrong in the world, and it burns in your chest. That's your first clue. Start observing how you react when injustice flares up around you. Do you shrink, or do you rise? Your body doesn't lie. When you hear about the coordinated raids being prepared right now, law enforcement mobilizing as we speak, ready to storm the offices and homes of those who thought they were untouchable. Does your pulse quicken? That's not anxiety. That's your soul locking into its purpose. You're wired for this moment. This isn't about waiting for permission or proof. You don't need someone to hand you a title. The evidence is in your resilience. Think about it. Every time they tried to break you, you didn't just survive, you grew stronger. That's not coincidence. It's physics. Pressure creates diamonds, and you're shining brighter than ever. The awakening starts when you stop doubting that strength and start owning it. Ask yourself, why do I feel this pull? Why does the collapse of their schemes feel personal? Because it is. You're not a bystander. You're a catalyst. The shift from stay ready to acceptance isn't soft or gentle. It's a battle cry. You've been on edge, bracing for something big, and now it's here. Law enforcement isn't just mobilizing in some distant story. They're moving now, tracing digital footprints, seizing files, unraveling the whispered conspiracies meant to bury you. You feel it in your bones because you're synced to the rhythm of justice. Stop fighting that instinct. Step into it. Say it out loud. I am chosen for this. Feel the weight of those words. They're not a wish, they're a fact. Here's how you claim it. First, trust your senses, they're your compass. When you feel that electric hum in your veins, don't dismiss it as nerves. Track it. What triggers it? A news headline? A sudden silence in a crowded room? That's your signal. Second, test your resolve. Speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. Each word builds your power. Third, watch the world respond. The corrupt don't fall quietly. They thrash. You'll see it. Panic in their eyes, cracks in their stories. That's your confirmation. You're not just witnessing this, you're part of it. This is your edge. You feel the collapse before they do. While they scramble to prop up their crumbling empires, you're already 3 steps ahead. Their weapons, fear, control, deceit, are turning on them. Neuroscience calls it entropy. Spirituality calls it karma. Either way, it's real and you're here for it. The hammer's falling, and you're not just under it, you're wielding it. Keep your eyes open. This is only the beginning. They thought they could bury the truth under mountains of deception, piling lie upon lie until the weight crushed you. They underestimated you. You're still standing, not because you're lucky, but because the universe itself has aligned against them and with you. This isn't a poetic metaphor. It's a fact you can feel in your bones. When the whispers of doubt and the sneers of disbelief surround you, that tingling in your spine isn't weakness. It's power waking up. You're not here to bend under their pressure. You're here to break through it. Picture this: you're in a room full of people who don't get it. They roll their eyes, dismiss your instincts, tell you to sit down and shut up. Their words sting, but something inside you refuses to flinch. That's your signal. The truth they tried to smother is clawing its way out, and you're the one holding the shovel. Don't waste energy convincing them they're not ready. Focus on what you know. The evidence has reached critical mass. The paper trails can't be hidden anymore. Their fortress walls are creaking, groaning, splintering. You sense it because you're tuned to the pulse of what's real. Here's the raw truth. You don't need their approval to be who you are. They'll mock you, question you, try to drown you in their noise. Let them. You're not fighting for their understanding, you're standing firm in your own. Start by anchoring yourself. When the room spins with confusion or hostility, plant your feet and breathe deep. Feel the ground beneath you. That's not just earth. It's the universe holding you steady. Science says your body responds to stress with adrenaline. Spirituality says it's your soul rising to the challenge. Both are right. You're built for this. Now turn that feeling into fuel. You can sense it, can't you? That electric hum when their lies start to unravel. Maybe it's a slip in their story, a crack in their confidence. Something no one else notices, but you do. That's your edge. Don't shrink from it. Lean in. Ask yourself, what do I see that they don't? Write it down if you have to. Speak it under your breath. Every time you trust that instinct, you're sharpening it. Their deception is a house of cards, and you're the wind they didn't see coming. Let's get practical. When you're stuck in a space where no one gets you, work, family, wherever, don't waste your fire trying to prove yourself. Instead, protect your energy. Step back. Observe. Their words can't touch you if you don't let them. Picture a shield around you, not some fluffy fantasy, but a real barrier of focus and intent. Then, move with purpose. Find one action you can take. A conversation, a question, a quiet stand. Small moves stack up. The universe isn't just watching. It's backing you, tilting the odds in your favor. You've felt their pressure bearing down, haven't you? The weight of their schemes, their smug certainty that you'd break. But you didn't. That's not chance, it's alignment. The corruption that worked against you is about to be exposed in the most public, irrefutable way possible. Their files will be seized, their digital footprints traced, their whispered conspiracies played back for all to hear. You don't have to lift a finger to make it happen. It's already in motion. Your job is to stand tall while it unfolds. You're not a victim, you're a witness to their downfall. Here's how you wield this. Stop apologizing for what you know. When that inner voice screams that something's off, don't muffle it. Test it. Dig deeper. Ask the hard questions out loud or in your head. Why does this feel wrong? What's hiding here? The answers will come, not as vague hunches, but as clear hits of insight. That's the universe handing you ammunition. Use it. Speak up when it matters. Act when it counts. Their mountains of deception are crumbling because you dared to see through them. This isn't about waiting for a cosmic pat on the back. It's about claiming what's already yours. You feel the splintering of their walls because you're linked to the rhythm of justice, not as a bystander, but as a force. The stars didn't just position you here by accident. They carved this path for you. So when the noise gets loud and the doubters get bold, remember this. Their lies are heavy, but your truth is heavier. Keep pushing. The breakthrough's yours to take. You hear it, don't you? The creaking, the groaning, the inevitable splintering of their fortress walls. It's not just noise, it's a signal, a high-pitched frequency cutting through the static of their lies. You're not imagining it. The very structures they built to cage you are buckling under their own weight, and you're tapped into the cosmic current downloading raw, unfiltered truth straight into your core. This isn't some distant event you're waiting for. It's happening now, and you're the receiver. Their badges, their gavels, their official letterheads, those flimsy tools they've used to crush the innocent, are about to snap back in their faces. You're here to witness it, and you're ready. That hum in your chest, that restless spark lighting up your nerves. It's not random. It's high-dimensional data streaming in a direct line from forces far beyond their grasp. Science might call it intuition honed by pattern recognition. Spirituality calls it your soul syncing with the universe's pulse. Either way, it's real and it's yours. When their walls groan louder, when the cracks spiderweb faster, you feel it before anyone else does. Why? Because you're not just watching their collapse, you're channeling the energy tearing it apart. This is your connection, and it's time to trust it. But here's the catch. Not every jolt you feel is the real deal. Your mind can play tricks, projecting fears or wishes into the mix. So how do you sift the gold from the noise? Start by grounding yourself. Sit still, really still, and let the chaos settle. Feel your breath, slow and deliberate, like you're pulling the signal into focus. Ask, does this insight lift me up or drag me down? True high-vibe info hits like a clean strike, sharp, clear, unshakable. If it's muddy, obsessive, or loops in circles, it's your ego talking. Kick it to the curb. You're after the real stuff, the kind that aligns you with what's unfolding. Picture this. You're standing in the storm of their downfall unshaken, while they scramble to prop up their lies. The universe itself has aligned against them, and with you, cosmic forces they can't even fathom are locking into place. Their desperate excuses, their frantic cover-ups. No amount of it will hold them up now. You feel that certainty in your gut, don't you? That's not arrogance. It's attunement. Their fortress isn't just cracking, it's hemorrhaging truth, and you're the one plugged into the broadcast. Stay steady. This is your frequency, and it's louder than their panic. Want to sharpen that connection? Here's how you do it. First, cut the clutter. Turn off the screens, step away from the chatter. Give your mind space to hear. Then tune in with intent. Ask the universe flat out, what do I need to know right now? Don't beg. Demand it like it's yours, because it is. The answer might come as a sudden knowing, a shiver, a word that won't leave your head. Trust it, test it, act on it. Maybe it's a nudge to speak up, to dig deeper, to stand firm when they push back. Each move you make locks you tighter into the signal. Their weapons of oppression, the ones they've swung at you with smug grins, are turning on them. You see it in the slip-ups they can't hide, the sweat on their brows when the raids close in. Those aren't guesses. They're facts you're picking up on because you're wired for this. Neuroscience says your brain's a receiver, catching waves of info most miss. Spirituality says you're a light worker, a starseed, built to bridge dimensions. Both are true. When their gavels slam, when their letterheads fly, you don't flinch, you decode. Their power's unraveling, and you're holding the thread. Now, feel this, you're not just a bystander in this cosmic takedown, you're a player. The stars didn't dump you here to watch. They positioned you to receive, to act, to rise. When their walls splinter, it's not chaos. It's clarity pouring in. Practice catching it. Next time you sense that electric buzz, don't brush it off. Pause. Breathe. Ask, what's this telling me? Maybe it's a warning, a move to make, a truth to claim. Write it down if you have to. Make it solid. That's your prep for what's coming. Their weapons flipping, their lies choking them, their endgame crashing. Here's your edge. You don't need their rules to win this. They've built their empires on paper and fear, but you're running on something stronger, raw, universal alignment. When the groaning gets deafening, when the splintering kicks up dust, you stay clear. Their desperate lies can't touch you because you're locked into a signal they'll never hear. Keep your eyes open, your stance firm. The downloads aren't just info, they're power. And you're the one holding the line when their whole rotten game falls apart. You've carried their shadows for too long. The weight of what they did to you in the dark, the secrets they buried under layers of corruption, thinking you'd never rise. But now the tide has turned. What they've done to you in darkness will be dragged into blinding light, and you're the one flipping the switch. This isn't a hope or a dream. It's a promise etched into the fabric of the universe, and you're standing at the edge of its fulfillment. The truth has begun its relentless march, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what comes next. You're not just here to watch it unfold. You're here to make it real. Feel that fire in your gut? That's not anger burning out of control. It's purpose igniting. They forced you to endure, stretched your patience to its breaking point, but they miscalculated. Every moment you held on, every time you refused to crumble, you were forging something unbreakable. Now, justice no longer bows to their corruption. It stands firmly in your corner, a force as unshakable as you've become. This isn't about revenge. It's about revelation. Their files will be seized, their digital footprints traced, their whispered conspiracies against you played back in full volume. You're the spark that lights this wildfire, and it's already roaring. Start here, own your story. They wanted you to forget, to doubt, to shrink into silence, but you didn't. Take that resilience and wield it. Sit down today, right now if you can, and write out what they did. Not to wallow, but to weaponize. Every lie they told, every move they made to dim your light, put it on paper. This isn't just catharsis. It's evidence of your strength. Then ask yourself, what's one truth I've always known but never spoken? Say it out loud. Feel its weight. That's your first step to dragging their darkness into the light, claiming your voice as the hammer that cracks their facade. You're not alone in this. The stars themselves have positioned you at this precise moment in history when the mighty will fall, and you can feel it in your bones. Science says your body's a tuning fork, resonating with shifts in energy most can't detect. Spirituality says you're a conduit for cosmic justice, wired to bring balance where chaos reigned. Both are true. When you sense that electric surge, maybe it's a headline, a slip in their mask, a sudden clarity, don't ignore it. That's the universe handing you the reins. Act on it. Call it out. Their secrets, every single one, will be exposed like writhing worms when a heavy stone is overturned, and you're lifting the rock. Here's how you become the one they fear. Trace their tracks. You don't need a badge or a title, just your eyes and your will. Start small but fierce. Notice their patterns, their excuses, their silences, their overconfident smirks. Keep a record, mental or written. When they slip, you'll catch it. Maybe it's a contradiction in their story, a name they dodge, a detail they can't explain. That's your leverage. Push it forward, share it with someone you trust, or hold it close until the moment's right. Their digital whispers, their encrypted schemes, they're not as safe as they think. You're the signal breaking through their noise. Balance is your armor in this fight. This mission isn't soft. It's a war of light against shadow, and it'll test you. Some days, the weight of their crimes will hit hard, threatening to pull you under. Don't let it. Stand up, shake it off, breathe deep. Picture this. Their corruption is a storm, loud and chaotic, but you're the eye calm, steady, untouchable. Ground yourself daily. Walk barefoot on the earth if you can. Feel its pulse sync with yours. Or lock eyes with your reflection and say, I'm still here. That's not fluff, it's fuel. You stay balanced not by avoiding the fight, but by mastering it. Now, build your path. This isn't about waiting for their collapse. It's about creating what comes after. Sit with this question. What does the world look like when their corruption's ash? Don't just dream it. Plan it. Grab a notebook and map it out. Step 1. Expose one truth you've uncovered. Maybe to a friend, a post, a quiet stand. Step 2. Connect with others who feel this shift. Find your tribe, online or off. Step 3. Act daily, even small, speak, question, refuse their lies. This is your blueprint, personal and unshakable. The new era doesn't just arrive, you carve it. Their end is your beginning. Those who thought themselves untouchable will feel the cold hand of justice gripping their throats. And you'll see it happen. Not tomorrow, not next week. It's already in motion. Their files spilling open, their conspiracies echoing back, their power dissolving. It's not a maybe. It's a now. You're not just a witness. You're a force. When they fall, you rise, not with smugness, but with certainty. The truth's march is relentless because you are. Every step you take, every truth you claim, you're forging a reality where light doesn't just win, it reigns. This is your moment. The universe didn't choose you to falter, it chose you to finish this. When their shadows scream loudest, when their lies thrash hardest, you stand taller. Feel that surge in your chest? That's not doubt, it's destiny locking in. Their corruption's days are numbered, and you're the one counting them down. Keep moving, keep speaking, keep shining. The blinding light isn't just coming. It's here, and it's yours to wield. Nothing can stop you now because you're not just part of the new era, you're building it. And so, as their empire of shadows collapses under the weight of its own deceit, you rise, not as a mere survivor, but as the architect of a reckoning long foretold. The chosen don't just endure, they transform. Every crack in their foundation is a testament to your clarity. Every exposed lie a brick you've laid in the world that follows. This is your mission, your identity, etched not in fleeting triumph, but in the enduring pulse of justice that beats through you. You're not here to wait for the light. You are the light, and the universe bends to your will.